Hello, Farshad, and season's greetings to you.
Hi, Doug. How are you? Season's
Very well.
greetings to
Enjoying.
you
I'm
as
sitting
well.
here in Vancouver in about a foot of snow. I think you're doing the same thing. That's been unexpected, but welcome as well. It's nice to have a white Christmas.
Oh, yes, of course. Of
All
course.
right. Well, look, I for introductions, my name is Doug Brown. I'm not affiliated with Doubleview Gold. I'm just an investor, and I represent shareholders. And I'm speaking here with Farshad Shirvani, who's the CEO of the Doubleview Gold Corporation. So I've already welcomed you, Farshad, and thanks for asking me to sit down with you for a few minutes to talk about last year or this year, I guess, 2021, and then what we can expect in 2022. So it's greatly appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you, Doug, for having me here, accepting this. And I'd like to send some information to our shareholders so they know what we've done in the past year. And, because it's not summarized in a location. This is a very good location. Plus, I want to wish everyone a very good holiday and the best of the year to come in 2022 in advance.
All right. Well, look, before we jump ahead too much, Farshad, a lot of things happened in 2021 at the end of this year. So I'd love it if you could just talk about what you felt the highlights of the year were.
Yes, there are many things happened in this year. We had quite a challenging year, I should say, but they were all constructive. I basically nothing bad happens to me. That's my slogan, unless there's a big good thing is behind it, and it was like that in all aspects of it. We had agreement with respectful Tahltan central government and Tahltan Nation, which I'm very proud of it. I'm proud of them because they have helped us a lot during this year. And, I enjoy working with them, their people and their entities, and we did quite a bit. The other thing is, as usual, we've done it in the past as well. We helped a couple of hockey teams, and I'm right now working to get another junior hockey team from the Tahltan territory and work with them and supporting them because this is what we like to do. And there were an initiative, coincidentally, it's called HAT, Healthy Active Tahltans, that we have participated. And, I enjoy watching them and see what they do. And, it's just invigorating for all shareholders and myself. The other thing is this year we have again supported a Winter Olympic team for Canada, and they made us really proud. I'm really
Mm-hmm.
proud of them. They brought several gold and silver medals, and I'd like to again see them in Germany. They're going there, and see them next year, fighting for us again
Right
in
on.
China, hopefully.
We should shout out to Chris Spring and Shaquille Murray Lawrence, both two of the
Absolutely.
bobsled team members that are active with our shareholder engagement.
Yes, of course, yes. And these are the highlights from non-drilling portion of it. Then we went to the property. We had to upgrade our camp because there were plans. I was planning to do it this year in 2021, but it was a long stretch because there's a shortage of people in North everywhere
Mm.
because of COVID, and plus having good people working for us, it's really hard. But we pulled it together. One of the things we did, we really upgraded, expanded the camp, so we have enough power for expansion, enough room for new people to come in. I'm hoping to get the applicable permits to get more people and into the camp, and we have more drillers. Hence, we're going to have, hopefully, in this 2022, two rigs on the property, which is going to be the
That's
first.
great.
And I'm really putting all the force together to get that done. Yesterday, I was working on that to get that, on the table. Hopefully, we can get it ASAP. That's one of the goals. The other goal that we worked on it extensively. It doesn't look like it. It's really hard to imagine it from outside to come with what they call it in technical terms, with a flow chart of metallurgy. This is not a cheap or small time information to get out and come up with metallurgy. It's very, very important for us to have it, because all of a sudden we came up with other things that some of them still is not at public, and I don't feel right now to talk about them, but we are working on them. They're not small ticket items and taking really longer than expected to get them done, but they have to be done in the way they have to be done.
Yeah, and on that note, Farshad, I think we're all influenced by, seriously, the media, by television and movies, where you see a lab technician take a sample of something and they pop it into the machine, and bing, it spits out the list of exactly what's there. That's not the way it works with metallurgy, right?
No. And one of the simple things I can tell you is, it's very simple. This is the first process. They crush the rock, let's say half a ton or a ton, whatever, in bigger scale. And they crush all of those rocks that they came out of the drill holes, and they take them to the first step. The first step is to take some samples out of this and start doing gravity tests. And they come up, for example, they come up with 0.5 gram gold. I'm just making up numbers.
Yeah.
0.5 gram gold. Then they get another sample. It's completely homogenized. They get another sample. Instead of half an hour, they do 2 hours sieving gravity test, 5 hours, a day or two. They look at it to see where is the best point, less energy spent, and the most gold came out of it. That's where they call it optimized. Just imagine they want to do it for a combination of many minerals and metallic content to different steps, because next step is different than gravity one. I made it very, very simple. It's not as simple as this. It takes time. Just imagine how long would it take. And all those samples they take, they have to go to the lab, they have to weigh it, and put them together. So that's what is happening. I'm pleased with what they have done so far, and we're going into the new year, and they're working on it. I should appreciate them, because I asked them, please, I know it's hard, but during this holidays, can you please put some force on them and prepare some of the information so we can see it in the new year. We see steps as they go, but the final step is up to the metallurgist to come up and say, hey, Farshad, these are the numbers, and let's go ahead, go public. We haven't got them, and once we get them, we come up with those information.
Plus, you drilled just the past 4 holes. You'll probably speak about this, but you drilled over 2 kilometers of cores, right? So, I imagine doing everything that you just talked about over 2 kilometers of, ground core. It's quite a challenge. It just takes time. Okay.
It is. Yes, it takes time. I'd like to talk about it. We did 4 holes. Basically, right now our work is to expand this deposit. We don't want to do infill drilling. Some 500 meters or 300 meters, it's not a small distance in the deposit. And when you come up with information that you can say, hey, all of a sudden we got mineralization, that's a big information. That's a very big information for us. Every 10 meters or 20 meters or 50 meters exponentially increases the deposit size. From one side, all of a sudden increases the deposit size. And that's what we want to come up with. And along the side with that, we're working with the geologists, first the junior geologists, to put this data together to make this model expanding, because the more you expand it, the model changes. You have to rip apart everything, start making this geology and the mineralization with the new information. You have to expand it, and we put them together, and we come up with why and how and why is this looking like this. it doesn't happen overnight. We got
Right.
to, on one of the faults that we had to work, faults are the beauty of the deposit. If we don't see faults, we're not in the deposit. The deposit comes with faults. If there are fresh rock, we got nothing. If problems means wealth, we're increasing this, and we have to work on them to see what they are. These are what the things that are keeping us busy. We were in public, we said we're going to drill 2,000 meters. We have done more. And we've done more. We did 2,500 meters plus.
Really?
Yes, we did that. And there are other things right now at our fingertip. One of the other things is we have kept the drill on the location that we want to drill right away when we go back up there. But I have to get our contract renewed. The moment we get our contract renewed, this is one of the things we want to do. We don't have to spend almost nothing to move the drill there. It's there, start drilling 2 days after that when the drillers are arriving. You know, it takes them time to thaw out the machine and etc. because it's winterized. I spoke about the major metallurgy that's work that we are doing. It's really, honestly, is a major work that we are doing. And there are other things we did in this year. Yes, our market went down. We saw that. I can't speculate on what happened on it to go down. There were profit takers, but there are more than profit takers. If you look at the stock, somehow someone doesn't like it to go above 25 cents. Anytime the stock goes up, they spend a lot on that to bring it down. What it is, I don't know. And how they do it, I can see it. Everyone can see it.
Sure.
You can go and see,
sure.
You know, this guy's is spending a lot on that.
It was very clear. You could see these walls appear at about 25 cents. On the level 2, you know, trading sites, you know, hundreds of thousands of shares blocked.
They get nervous.
25 cents. Yeah.
They get nervous. You know, if someone starts buying, these guys get nervous. They take it out because they don't. Is my understanding that they don't have it. They short the stock and they want to keep it at that level. And we're, you know, I'm concerned because I don't like that to happen, but it makes me happy as well. It shows like we got something that there are some people paying good attention to. It. You know, maybe something is really good and right that our investors should pay more attention to it. Yeah. And that's what we have.
Okay.
I think I've spoken about everything, and there's one last thing. We haven't stopped working. I am working right now on the contracts and on logistics.
Okay.
Soon after the new year, we will go up north with the management group. We're going to go up there. We're going to get our group together and sign everyone, get them on the contract.
Yeah.
Once the time allows us and we get necessary things done. Plus, I don't want to fight the weather. I like the weather to be a little nicer. You know, -40 doesn't cut it.
Right.
Work on -15 to -20. We want to get somewhere around that so we can work better. We're used to the cold weather.
And I know that you've been up there 4 times, I think, in the last couple of months up to the property itself. And I think that's got to just be great for the morale of the drill team. It's also good for you to just see how the drill team is performing. I know you've tried to get a team up there that is working really well together. You know, they're working as a team. They live together. They work together. So you've got a great group of people up there. And I think that's really paid off. From what I could tell, I'm on the periphery. I just, I look at your videos, etc. It just seems like you were much more productive with this drill program than you were the last big hole that you drilled, before COVID. Can you just talk about that, the productivity of the team?
Yes, I should say this is major drilling. I should appreciate them for their expertise, for their workmanship. They are absolutely the best. For some reason, they are major drilling. And I kudo to them. They are, when they go on the drill, they are crazy good. And I have never ever seen this production from anyone out there. And I say it because these guys are absolutely phenomenal in the production when it comes to it. And plus, this time I couldn't go up there to stay all the time on that project because I got project in the other company as well in Arizona. So believe it or not, I had to go from -40 to plus 25, 26
Right.
degrees in Arizona and
Yeah.
go back up there because my presence has to be on the project and I'm activating that, and plus this one, I'm going on that, and thank God everything went well, and I haven't been pleased this much on the last month of the year at work for all of our projects, plus two other projects. Basically, getting on two other projects that we have in Doubleview, and we're working on them to make them active because it's going really well for us. That's how I see it. And I see if we are going to present it to the world, why not present it with two projects or three projects? Because success brings more success. And I think I can do it. Red Spring project, we've spent a lot of money on it behind the scene because, those are not material. That's why we didn't have to announce them. But what we did, I'm so pleased with it. Right now, Dr. Elena is working on them, to get them into the stage that hopefully we can go drill. Of course, before that, our liaison is working with the First Nation to set up a date to go and talk to them. And we want to have some understanding and basic understanding plus full-fledged agreement before we go and start working on that project. So everyone is happy at the table on that project as well. But I'm very pleased with what we have on that as well. And especially when we come and start working on that, we go on the basis of absolute success to jump into another success.
Well, look, that's a good lead into, oh, sorry, Farshad, you wanted to continue?
I just wanted to say this is the dream that I'm working on and putting together.
All right. Well, look, that's a good lead into 2022. I know you wanted to speak about next year. What can shareholders expect? What can the market expect? And I think, is it correct, Farshad, that the samples for these 2,500 meters of samples that you've done in the last couple of months, those are all with the lab right now? Could you just start talking about results for next year starting with those samples?
Yes, there are. Of course, some information we're going to publish, and right now I'm not at the liberty to say. That's one. Second, we have the assay results to publish. Definitely, we're going to have at least the first round of metallurgy to publish and send them out. Of course, the drilling is that, and I hope I can do all of that, hopefully, long together or right after each other. If the metallurgy comes after the drill assay results, then assay results have to hopefully have to be published again because it comes with the new information. And of course, the drilling, and it comes with more assays. Then we have to drill as publish the assay results. This year, I'd like to do it in tranches of drilling, give it 2 weeks break or 3 weeks break and do it again. So this way we get better results, better bang for our buck, and run a better and cheaper drilling this year. And plus, we are almost the only company that I know out there, up north, who drilled that late. And I think we're going to be one of the first to start. Not from the big boys, but from our junior mining companies.
Could you mentioned metallurgy and assay results? Could you just for everybody watching, all of our benefit, could you just distinguish between what you mean by metallurgy versus the assay results?
Oh yes, the assay results are going back just to the drilling Of course, the other ones are also called assay results, but for the metallurgy, recovery, and the test results for copper, gold, cobalt, scandium, and some other minerals that they are working on it right now. We're going to come up with that if they're positive.
Okay, and you're speaking primarily about the previous drill holes. That's right, before these last four.
That's another set of data that
Another set of
we're
data.
working on it, and those set of data they have not been yet assembled to get the QP to work on it. But
Okay.
the moment they get assembled, that's one of the obligations that we have to show how they are. And mostly they're referring to cobalt and scandium,
Okay.
in addition to copper and gold.
Okay. I've noticed, again, leading into 2022, the amount of news out there over metals, EV type metals, it seems to be becoming, a bigger and bigger topic every time I open the paper or go onto a website. Everybody's talking about copper and cobalt and things like that. Like, what do you see from your side, from the inside the Doubleview walls? What do you think about the prediction or the forecast is for just metal activity next year?
Okay, the major metal activity is going to be copper, no doubt. There are two information that are written out there, and they are not predictions, they are right now. The copper demand has gone 1,000% higher than a couple of months ago. We're talking about a big, large demand, and it's gonna hit the market. I don't know what's gonna happen with the copper price, in pounds. I am sure it's gonna affect it big time. The other thing is happening, 13 gigafactories are being set up just for EV industry, and they are done this year, in coming year in United States, and they're going to be operational. The major commodity that they need, absolute top major, is copper. Without the copper, they cannot do anything with that. Plus, there are news coming out, trickling from here and there, that the scandium is going to be a part of that fast charging batteries, because this industry is only going to go to full blown when the fast charging batteries come in. So watch on the copper. Copper is, all the, analysts, they have been bullish on the copper, and it's going to be the largest news in the new year.
Right. And then you've got look at the political unrest around the world, in South America and Africa, with different metals, copper and the cobalt in the Congo. Lots of environmental factors out there affecting supply. So and meanwhile, demand just continues to ramp up. So
demand doesn't stop. Demand doesn't stop. It hasn't stopped in growth, in exponential growth. And I don't know, it's puzzling to me, like in the past 4 or 5 months, why the copper hasn't hit maybe $7. That's one, thing that I would have expected, but I have no idea why it hasn't hit that high. Maybe it's lurking to come in 2022, but I'm sure it's coming. Many deals this year was, many majors, I lost account, are taking over small companies just for copper, gold, and other commodities like cobalt. Was, they sign in contracts, long contracts, like Glencore today announced a contract for cobalt. These are coming, but no one asked this question: how many porphyries are left that no one has done a deal with? When I looked last, I haven't seen this criteria in many porphyries or copper deposits. Size, location, how close is to the surface, how many other commodities it's in the cobalt, in copper. When I look at it, I see we are very unique, very unique. And our upside and blue sky is very large. We haven't even touched anywhere close to the boundary of this deposit. I'm just touching the places that I like to see what's happening, blank or with resources. And then I go so much that we don't find anything. I like to see stick rock, and then we call it the boundary of the deposit, excuse me, boundary of the deposit. They haven't found it yet.
Wow, interesting. As we keep seeing, just the size of the property, the just keeps expanding. So, anyways,
Yes.
we'll leave that for 2022. What else would you like to talk about regarding next year, Farshad?
I believe next year is a very exciting year for us, especially in the first quarter. I believe our major push is coming. That's our first step, and let's see.
Yeah.
After that, I'd like to speculate on that when we go in the next one. But right now, I'd like to just comment on the first.
Okay.
Quarter.
Thanks again, Farshad, for spending your time on this, this wintry day, and we'll be in touch in the new year, probably around the AGM, maybe before.
Happy New Year to everyone, including you, Doug.
Oh, thanks a lot, Farshad.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that. And back to you, my friend. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye, Farshad.